I wish so many small businesses knew what I knew. Like if you're a local business, how easy it is to reach everybody in your city with like, you could spend $30 a day for a few months and everybody would know who you were instead of spending so much time. It's like people don't value their time. They're spending so much time and it's not getting anywhere.
Most dangerous place that you can be as a business owner is you've tried organic posting on social media and you've gotten one or two results. So you think it's working, right?
Right.
Like, it's like, that's the big lie that you don't understand, is that how much better it could be if by just putting a few dollars a day behind it, you could be amplifying your ad all over the city, the country, whatever, and getting thousands and thousands of views and or sales, as it were. Yeah. And but you are in a place where you don't know that that's what's really the blueprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What should they do, like, as a small business owner
so
who wants to grow?
Well, like, first of all, show my screen for a second. I'll show you just some numbers here. If you understand some of this stuff, like if you look at this right here, this is cost per 3-second video view. Okay. 0.001. You're not showing it yet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Oh,
yeah,
I can't see it. Okay.
It
So we got 0.001 per 3-second video view. $800. Now these are $20 a day campaigns. These are low budget, just brand awareness stuff. Yep. This ad right here, to not get too complex, but basically when I was telling the dog training story, this is really meant to connect with the people that aren't looking for a solution right now. They have a dog that maybe is that is behaving pretty well, but they might be getting a new puppy a month from now. These are the people that this ad is for. This is just kind of sitting in the background. But if I was a local business, I could be doing this just to target everybody. I don't really care what, some people might be in the market, some people might not be. It's so cheap, 1.3 million impressions. That's a lot of people. And so here, let's see here. That's more of a brand awareness one, but here's another one here. You've got 29,000 post engagements. This is Sterling, another one of our coaching advisors over at Dominate Web Media, and he's on our live calls a lot. And he's also one of the agencies that we refer clients to. We only refer clients, like people that wants to hire somebody to run their ads. We only refer people that we know and trust and have vetted, and who've gone through all of our training, and also we know they're good at running ads. But anyway, Sterling's doing this stuff too. Look at this, dude. 0.002. So that's 1/5 of 1 penny. And the last one I showed, that's 1/10 of 1 penny per view. Not 1 penny per view, but 1/5 or 1/10 of 1 penny. So this is 1/5 of 1 penny per engagement for people who click like or share it or tag a friend or save it. So you're talking 29,000 people who've engaged for $54. Now this guy's selling products. This guy has products that he sells. But look at the brand awareness that's happening. Look at how many hundreds of thousands of people are seeing his messaging, his videos, his written posts, his content every day from 6 a.m. to midnight to 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. the next day, every single day.
That's one of the things that, the lowest hanging fruit, I think, when we talk about local is going after everybody and letting them raise their hands rather than trying when a local business, I think most of us who started in this started local and then worked our way kind of out of local at some point.
Yep.
But what we would do is we just blanket an entire area. When a local business owner would ask me, like, who should we target? I would say everybody. And then we would see who engaged with the content based on video views, liking, comments, all that. And then we would put a more specific message to them. So it's just put goodwill in the bank, put that good education, helpful tip message out there to people, and then see who engages. And then if they engage, be like, by the way, would you be interested in offer XYZ, right?
Yeah. Real estate's a perfect example. Like if you sell something expensive or an auto dealership or something, or mortgage.
Yeah.
So do something once. If you want to do more social, more power to you, because if you have a system in place, like if you had an ad system, like say you have one good ad running at least, that's building goodwill and also generating some leads, then you can go put more time into posting on content and doing organic social media, because that will help everything. But most people are putting all their effort into that, but they don't have an actual system in place. So they're spinning their wheels and they're getting they don't realize they're getting 1/100th of the reach and the impact and the effort for their time they're putting in than they could if they just knew how to do this stuff. It's just like, it's crazy. But local, quick tip, if you are a local business, back to piggyback on what Josh was saying, targeting, if you're going to target people, it doesn't really matter what industry you're in. People all the time ask, what should my targeting be? How big of an audience should I use? Should I use lookalike audiences? And with local, we always recommend going broad. Start out broad. Don't be afraid to test some other interests that maybe are a little bit smaller audiences, but within a local market, even if you're in a city like Seattle or even LA, it's which considered a big city, for that algorithm and the platform, the ad platforms, it's actually considered a very small audience. And so you can reach a lot of those people.
Yeah,
pretty
back in the days of local when we were doing it, I would love it if they were from a big centralized city. When somebody was kind of off the beaten path, it was a lot harder.
Not enough volume.
Yeah, so we needed, it was just kind of a trickle. We needed more of like it spraying through the hose in a way that would give us at least some decent impressions. And when it's that small, it's so hard.
Up here, so now we're at 90% here. We're at 90% here. And we're at 10% up here. Here, let's say we have a video, like I talked about, like that one with the Dodge dealership. It's just giving value. We're going to use the video view objective maybe. It really doesn't matter that much. You can use the engagement objective. You can use brand awareness. They all cost similar costs, actually. So I'm going to use the video view objective. And the way Facebook is it's so crazy how smart it is. And YouTube's the same way. YouTube's controlled by Google. You think Google has some data on us? I think so, right? Google and Facebook have the most data. And so what happens is they're going to go out and they're going to find people that like to watch videos, but not necessarily like to convert. And so what happens is your video view cost goes down even further.
That's where it gets into 0.00.
That's where, remember I was showing, it gets much, much cheaper. So you're talking about, very cheap video views. And I'll show you my other screen again. So desktop here. Actually, I'll just keep it on my desktop so I can flip back and forth. That's easier. Duh. Okay. So basically, if I'm video views objective, engagement objective, see these numbers right here? That's the one I was just showing. So this is using the engagement objective there. This one was using the engagement, I think, here. And then this one up here, the cost per video view. And you can see how cheap they are, 0.001, 0.03 in that case, 0.001. So we're looking at cost per impression. We're looking at just in general cost per impression, but also impressions in general, like how much reach, how many impressions. So we reached 500,000 people. We got 1.3 million impressions. Reach is just the amount of unique people. Impressions is the amount of impressions. So that means one person might have seen it twice. But with branding, we need people to see our stuff more than once. If they just see our stuff once, they don't remember. That's why we recognize McDonald's, and that's why we know those jingles. It's because of the repetition. So you want people seeing your stuff every day. So when you're posting on social media and it just goes away, and then you post again a week later and a few people see it, nobody remembers you. But when they're seeing something that you have every single day, even if it's a video that you made once or a post that you wrote once, like they think you're out posting all the time. So it serves a similar purpose. So now, this ad here is using that, where our goal is to build brand awareness, goodwill. The money that I put in there, that $800, I'm not expecting to get that back today. I'm expecting to get that back maybe 6 months from now. That's like investing in my retirement. Okay. But instead of having to wait 30 years, I only have to wait maybe, a few weeks. That's how the social media works. Cause it's fast, but, like I said, I wouldn't spend any money on this top of the funnel stuff until I get that conversion one working first. Yeah. That's important. So now the conversion one though, like this one here, this is what I call an everlasting ad. This one, check this out. When you do it right, you can create one, especially if it's a video, one video, and you can say, hey, the same exact video can be used on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. So this one here, so you got you're tracking per purchase. So we can say we spent $15,000. This generated $51,000 during this time period. 2-minute video. Okay. Now this is an image ad. This is something we add later, but so basically we can look, the numbers that we're looking at are cost per purchase, return on ad spend. So you see this right here, that ad I was just showing, and you got the same ad here on Facebook newsfeed, on the Instagram profile, and then on YouTube. The same, when you do it right, we call it an everlasting ad. And how it works is basically, if you go back to the triangle here, eventually you get down here, and I call this smart retargeting. Okay. And honestly, if you're a local business, I wouldn't even worry about this bottom level. It's just these top two that are the most important. Okay. If you're a local business, then you should probably be spending maybe 40 to 50% here on the branding, and 50 to 60% here. 50-50 maybe even. If you're local, especially if you have an expensive product. It sort of depends. If you're a local restaurant, you'd probably spend more time on conversion because it's something that it's something that's an impulse buy, right? Or a retail business. But if you sell something that's like insurance,
I think of like the billboard people, right? If you're like a billboard person versus a coupon person, right? So that's who I look at it. Like think about the people that buy, bus benches and billboards and stuff like that. That's where you kind of see it at the top of the funnel versus the bottom of the funnel. More relationship driven versus transactional.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So basically, but general, anybody else, if you have an international business that reaches national, you sell physical products, digital products, consulting services, you're going to be more like, eventually we want to get to 20 to 30%. Come on, Krantz. 20 to 30% up here. And then, like I said, 50 to 65%, maybe 50, 65% here. That's if you sell like information products, e-commerce products, and then maybe down here you're 10 to 15%. And down here, it's just as much as you can spend, because these are people that are warm, they're hot. They've already been to your website, they've shown interest, they've looked at your sales video, they've looked at your product page, maybe they've been in your store, maybe. These are the people that we call smart retargeting, and it's more sales focused messaging. Okay, you can talk about your product a little more. You don't necessarily have to provide a bunch of value, but instead you might be overcoming objections. You might be showing a little bit more proof, testimonials, case studies, just talking a little bit about what separates your product from other products and services. So in general, though, if somebody's already shown interest, just by putting something in front of them, again, they'll convert a lot of times.
You never know what their situation was the first time they showed interest. One thing really quickly to add to, we've been focusing on recently is more diversity in the bottom of funnel smart retargeting stuff, because that's also where people will get annoyed the most. You have one or two retargeting ads, and you're just putting it in front of people again and again. They're like, stop with that, buy my thing ad. I didn't buy it the first time. But also, you never know when somebody was in a bank line and was like interested in it and checking it out, added it to cart even. But then they're just like, I gotta get on with my life. Later on, they're sitting in front of their, iPad or computer. You hit them with that retargeting ad, and they're like, "Yes, I wanted that."
I want that now. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And so if you're, like I said, local service based and stuff, that's not as big a deal. But if you have a website that sells stuff on it, then it is. And we have Josh has got some super ninja stuff. We go a lot deeper to that in our our consulting and our coaches and our webinars and our trainings and or just hire somebody to do it for you. This isn't the right thing right now. We'll go deeper into this stuff in another episode later, another video. But but for right now, we want to keep it a little more broad.